Hello everyone. Now hopefully you've been enjoying our story time, and today we've been reading Jack and the Flum Flum Tree. I really enjoyed that story. Now in this story, Jack goes on an adventure. He heads off to the Isle of Blow Your Nose to go and get the Flum Flum, which is going to help his granny to get better. So we thought that today what we would do is we would make a little boat. And you see that? There you go. It looks a little bit like Jack's boat in the story. So we thought that we'd make that boat for him to go on his adventures with. Now, this craft is actually really nice and simple, but it can be made a little bit more complex for lots of different ages. All you're going to need is a sheet of A4 paper or A4 card. We're using something that's just a little bit thicker than paper because it's going to be a little bit easier to show you on camera. Now you can decorate your paper and card. You can see on my example here, what I've done is I've just drawn a few lines to look like sort of boards of wood. And you can do it any colour you want. We've gone with some reds, pinks and oranges, just like Jack's boat in the story. Okay, so to make your boat, all you're going to need is to start with your A4 piece of paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to give it a fold right down the middle of that paper. So can you see there? There we go. Oops, squeak. There we go. So crease that. Give that a nice crease along the edge that you've just folded. And what we're going to do is we're going to unfold that, because really that line is just a guide for where we're going to fold things later on. So your first main fold, what you're going to do is you're going to bring the top of your paper and bring it down. So fold it exactly in half. So there we go. I'm going to fold it down to that bottom line there, and I'm going to crease it along the top. There you go. Give it a good crease. Make sure it's nice and firmly creased at the top. Okay. Now, if you've popped a pattern onto your paper and you want that pattern to show on the outside of your boat, what you're going to need to do is to pop the pattern on the inside of your fold just there, because this bit on the outside will show just on that middle bit of the boat there. So you can see I've decorated one side of the paper but not the other on this boat. Okay, so the outside here will be the inside of our boat, and if any pattern that you want to show should be on the inside of your first fold. Okay, right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this top corner over here and we're going to fold it down to meet that middle line. This is where that middle line that we made to begin with is really useful, okay? Because we're going to fold that line just down there. So you can see what we've done. All we've done is folded that little triangle just into the middle there, okay? And we're going to repeat that with the other side. So we're going to take this top corner over here and we're going to fold it to meet the other one right down that centre line, okay? So you can see already, look, it looks a little bit like we've got a sailing ship here. You can see it almost looks like two sails. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this little bit here. So there's two pieces here, you can see, and you're just going to take that top rectangle, that top strip, and you're going to fold it up just like this. There you go. So you've left the bottom one there and you've folded that top one up. It really is starting to look like a sailing boat now, isn't it? Now, the next thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to flip this over onto its other side. So there you go. It's just been flipped over there. And we're going to repeat that fold of that strip. So this strip that was at the back, we're now going to fold up to meet the other one and do it exactly the same as you did before. Now, don't force it too much, because just over here it has a tendency sometimes just to rip in the corners. So just be a bit gentle with it there. Okay, so give that a nice crease along that line there. Now, this is a little bit tricky, because what we're going to do is we're going to take your boat, turn it onto its end, and we're going to just open it out a little bit. So if you look, it actually starts to look like a little hat, and you can use this as a little paper hat at this point. But what we need to do is we need to tuck one of these corners just behind that triangle. So if I move my fingers out of the way, there you go, you can see I'm going to tuck that one just behind there. There you go. This one can stay out, that's not a problem. There you go. And we're going to do the same on this other side. So you can say I've already tucked that one in. So I'm going to do the same over here. And I'm going to take that corner and I'm just going to tuck it behind that triangle. So between the triangle and that strip on that side. Okay, so you can see that one's tucked in and that one's tucked in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on its end like that. So you've got it straight down. And you're going to pull this open into a hat shape and then keep pulling it out just like that. So you can see where the tucked fold is now in there, and that one's lying on over the top. So it's actually lying really beautifully flat. Okay, it's just a lovely diamond shape now. Okay, so our next move, we're going to take this bottom point. So there's one behind it, going to leave that one flat. So split that up there. And just take this front piece and we're going to fold that up until it's just up there. Okay, now again, just be careful on these points at the side because they do have a little tendency to rip if you're a little bit heavy-handed, which I usually am. So there you go, we're just going to crease that along there like that. And you can see, so we've just folded that triangle up there, okay? We're going to turn it over and do exactly the same as we've just done on the other side. Okay, so this one, now there's only one triangle left at the bottom now, so there's nothing at the back. We've already folded that up, and we're going to fold this one up to the top as well, and we're going to press down, give it a good press at the bottom to make sure it's nicely folded. Okay, so what you've got now is you've got a big triangle, and you can see you've got 3 bits there. Okay, now do you remember the move that we made when we were doing that tucking in? We're going to do that again. So we're going to sit our triangle onto its end, pop your thumbs just inside it. So again, it looks like a little bit of a party hat there, but put your thumbs inside it and pull it out just like that. So we're going to fold it into another diamond. Shall I do that again for you? That was that triangle there. Turn it onto its end and pop your thumbs inside it if you can and pull it out just like that. So you've got a diamond shape again, but it's a little bit smaller than the last one that we had. And now all you have to do is to sit your diamond. So can you see there's a little strip that's just along here at the bottom? That means that this is the bottom edge of our boat. And all you need to do is to take these pieces. Can you see these triangles on the side? So get those ones there and just pull it out. You can just fold that bit up in the middle. But if you look, there you go. You've made yourselves a little origami boat. And if you did have a pattern paper, or if you drew a pattern on your paper, you should now have the pattern on the outside of your boat. And you can, if you wanted to, you can take this and you can pop it into the bath or into the sink and it will bob along on the water. So there you go. That is your boat, just like in Jack and the Flum Flum Tree. Okay, stay tuned for more stories and more crafts from Stoke-on-Trent Libraries very, very soon. But until then, have a lot of fun, keep reading, and we'll see you later. Bye.